Robocode and also be able to develop your first robot in Eclipse. A lot of this can be found in actually the Robo Wiki, but it's kind of all over the place. It's easier to find to directly have it in a tutorial video, I think. You go to robocode.sourceforge.io to download Robocode. That's the first thing to do. You can download the latest version. And so I'm going to show you on Mac, but it's pretty much the same thing on Windows. It should not be a big difference. So you open the .jar that has been downloaded. It will not allow you to do so on a Mac. You have to go into System Preference and then Security and Privacy. And then you have to click on Open Anyway here. Open. And then it's going to basically install by default at the root of your home folder. But you can change that. And so now if I go to the home folder, I can see here Robocode folder here. You can start Robocode by the best is usually to execute the .sh file, the robocode.sh, this one. And so if you do that, it's going to start Robocode like this. And now what we want to be able to do is to see our custom new robot here in the available robots window when we do new battle, right? So right now we only see the ones we see are the ones that are in the Robocode folder in robots here. That's the one you see. But we want to be able to create our own in Eclipse and to develop our own using the Robocode library. So this is fairly easy. To do that, so we're going to stop this. To do that, the best is to use really Eclipse. That's the one that works, the idea that works the best. So if you have not downloaded it, you can download it. It's pretty easy to download and to install. I'm going to start on a brand new workspace here. I'm going to call it Robocode Workspace. That way I'm going to have the brand new welcome window just the way you would have it the first time you open your workspace. And then you can create a new Java project. Please call it using your first name, Hugo, but here. And then you're going to go to next because we need to, so don't click finish. We need to add some libraries. If you click finish, that's fine. I'll show you how you can add them later. And then you're going to select, so you're going to go to libraries, you're going to select class path and add external jars. And then you go onto your home folder or wherever Robocode is. And then you select the folder libs and then robocode.jar. And you open that. And now you can click on finish. It's going to ask you for the module-info.java. Don't create it because it won't work if you create it. If you have created it by accident, or if you have the file here, module.info, whatever that was, the module-info here, you can just select it and delete it, right-click, delete, and it will just work fine. So now we have Hugo bot. Please use the first name again to make it easier to find them. Or if it's a team robot, use the team name here. And we're going to create a new class here. Make sure you don't leave the default package. It took me forever to figure out that was actually a source of issue. So here, just use a package name my bots, it doesn't really matter. But you have to use a package name, right? The rest you can just leave the way it is. Of course, you need a name for your class. Let's call it, UgoBot with the version number. So we can call it UgoBot v1, and then finish. So here we have the package. Again, it should not be the default package. Oh, by the way, if you forgot to put the libraries, you can right-click here, go to Properties, and then to Java Build Path, and here are libraries, and you can now add again. You can do class path, select class path, add external jars, and again go to add the robocode.jar if you have not done that before, and then apply and close. If we have properly added the library, we should be able to import robocode.star without any issue. So it works. That means we have it indeed. And so we can make our class a subclass of the class robot. And you can find it actually here. Robot class with all the methods you can use in there. Of course, all of these methods, you can find them in the Robocode wiki or RoboWiki. And you can also learn about game physics and everything. We're not going to cover that here because that would be too long, and you can find all this information very easily. I just wanted to get you started on integrating Eclipse to Robocode. So ultimately, you can also use the advanced robots. That's the one that you probably want to use after a while. But to start with, it's better to just use the robot. It's more simple. And here, the one class you absolutely need is going to be the one method. Sorry, public void run. That's what is executed by default when nothing else is executed. It's going to execute that. Now you're going to need some sort of while true or some way to keep it going. Otherwise, it's going to just do the instructions and then stop. And if your robot is inactive for a while, and then it starts getting some damage and ultimately get destroyed. So so it's good to have, at least to start, some kind of while through, and then you can do something very, very basic, like go ahead, go back. Sorry. So you can go ahead and then you do a back 200, and then you can go turn left 180 degree, and then again back 300, and then another turn left 180 degree. When you turn, or even when you don't turn, but when you turn because the cannon is attached to the body, you turn the body, but the cannon is attached to the body, the radar is attached to the cannon, then the radar automatically turns with it. So it's gonna always like scan. And so there are some events like on scan bot, and you can do something when you scan something. But let's first just go with that. I'll show you that afterwards. So we have here a robot that runs, that does something. So now let's see how we can integrate that into Robocode. So now if I go back to Robocode and I try to start a new battle, of course, I'm not going to see my robot here. I need to tell it that to add in the development option. So you go to option, again, option, preferences, and then on the tab development options, you're going to do add, and you're going to add your Eclipse workspace. So I think I called my Robocode workspace. So if you add your Eclipse workspace, it should work. I'm not sure if I need to add actually the specific project. I might have to. So if I go to battle new here, I don't see it. So I think I actually need to add, I'm going to remove that. I need to add not just the workspace, but the actual project folder. So I'm going to add the project folder here. I just go finish. And now if I do new, I can see my bots, which is the name of the package here, right? And I can now add HugoBot v1 along with maybe a few others here, and I can start the battle. And HugoBot v1 is now here doing its thing. Now all it does is just go back and then turn and back and turn. It never fires anything. So I can stop that, and here I can say, so there is the robot class is here, and there is a whole bunch of on such. These are event triggers. So for instance, you can add public void on scanned. So what it does is that it continuously try to scan for robots. So you can do onscan robot, and it always takes an argument that has all kind of information about the scanned robots event. But we're not going to use that, but we just need to add it. And we're just going to say that when you scan, you fire bullet of power 2, power being between 0 and 3. And that's it. That's as simple as that. Now I save it, Command S. And now if I do, I don't even need to start a new battle. If I do a restart, it should have updated my robot. So as you can see, the HugoBot now is firing sometimes. And so it's firing as soon as it scans a robot. So it's still a terrible robot, but it works. It does what I ask it to do. So it's really convenient. You can just change something here. You can change the fire to 1, save it. You can change here to ahead, which would be maybe set slightly better. And just saving it and doing restart here, it's going to automatically be updated, right? So now it's firing smaller bullets and it's going ahead instead of backwards. Okay, so I hope this is helpful to start your first robot. Then once you're done exploring the robot, you can use advanced robot, which contain the same methods but also more. So advanced robots inherits from robot. Okay, I hope this is helpful.